myself, or I've tried to figure out the answer. I think there are many, many facets to why we're still going. Number one is y'all. And that's not lip service. Well, it's sharing the place of number one is we have a really supportive network in the studio who let us play, and I say let us play. You know, these guys over here, Jeannie and Brad, are the ones that really create the show and run the show, and then Misha and I and Alex and Jensen and the rest of the cast, we kind of get play within it. But it feels like both in Vancouver and probably in Los Angeles as well, the relationships amongst the people creating the show are legit. Like, I care about the people I work with. He cares about the people he works with, same and same and same. And so I feel like there's a legitimate sense of family, you know, both our SPN family and our behind-the-scenes family. And Supernatural's been lucky, and y'all have been so supportive, and we haven't been forced to, maybe because we've been around for so long, we haven't been forced to have some sort of like contrived romantic relationship every episode where it's like, oh, does he love me? Does she love me? Do I love? It's just, we get to tell stories, the classic archetypal stories that mean something to everybody. They don't, I mean, in this weird, bizarre, ironic way, we're telling stories about demons and ghosts and Lucifer that everybody can relate to. It's kind of weird, right? It's super strange, but it's certainly helped me. And yeah, I think we have a neat base, hyper talented writing staff, and actors that the audience forgive. So, yeah.
This is rare, but I'm going to sort of echo something that you just said. I really think that it is about this fandom largely. There are so many factors that go into what has been successful about this show. I think it's everything that everyone's mentioned so far. But there are some unique ingredients that go into this particular dynamic, one of which is that the show has been on for so long that people who started watching the show 14 years ago have literally grown up with the show. We meet people who are, you know, just graduating from college who were children when they started watching, and we were children when you started watching. So we have all literally grown up with this show, and the bonds that you form over the course of 14 years within the cast and you guys with you know, the characters on the show begins to coalesce in an almost literal sense around the word family. You actually start to feel like one another are a part of your family. You guys, I mean, we have spent so much time together over the last decade. And like family, it's very challenging and emotionally draining, but it's also very real. We have forged real emotional bonds, and I think that the audience can't help but do the same with the characters on the show. And that's a really special thing that can only come about when you refuse to go off the air.
I think we've been very lucky. We've been gifted with an incredible cast. And I think we have multiple TV stars on this show, and I think there were other shows that do not have those riches. And anything you throw at these guys, they can handle, they can bring honesty and emotion to. You know, Jared's played Lucifer, Misha's played also Lucifer. You know, what Jensen's doing with Michael and what Alex is doing when he gets possessed by Rowena later in the season, I think will be amazing.
I'm learning so much today.
What they bring to the table is so exceptional that, you know, as a writing staff and as producers, whatever you throw at them, you know is going to be made even better than what's on the page. And I think that's, you know, the core of the show.
Yeah, no, it's great that you guys will come to me last after, yeah, a lot left to say. I think one thing we do, I mean, this is a bit of a dry answer, I think, but I think a lot of shows, they really accelerate their plots to keep an audience interested. We sort of slow roll our plot out over time, over a season. And I think one reason we can do that is because we have the cast that we have, and we can give them interesting stuff, and we sort of can rely on the character development and these characters that you've come to love, without pushing the plot forward so fast that it becomes kind of a breakneck pace, and then, you know, at the end of season 2 you're going, God, we got no story left to tell. I think the way this show has been cast and the way the writers through the 13th and going into 14th season have sort of embraced the idea of character-driven stories. And I think that's one reason we've lasted this long, is because we don't rush it. We tell the story that seems to, you know, the appropriate time to actually tell the story.
Awesome.
Turn over to who make the show. The audience.
Questions? Yeah, let's hear some questions from the audience.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Before I ask a question, I just wanted to let you guys know that Jared, Jensen, and Misha, and all of you guys are so loved and valued as human beings. So thank you so much for getting up in the morning and coming with us. I was wondering, after so long working together, what are the little moments or the big life lessons that you're going to be taking with you when all is said and done?
Wow. Thank you. Good season. I've said this a few times. There's so many things. I mean, how long you got? You know, all day. It's been a funny. I started the show when I was 22. I just recently turned 36, and thank you. And there's a difference. I'm still, you know, I hope I'm not halfway through my life, but there's a difference between a 22-year-old starting a show and a 36-year-old who's married with 3 kids and has been on the show for a while. And there's a certain romance and a draw to living life like life is short. You know, make the most of it. Like, dude, like every day has to be the best day of all time. And then the older I get, the more excited I am to treat life like life is long. Sort of echoing what Bob was saying about the show, my life has gotten better by treating it as if it's going to be longer compared to when I treated it like it was going to be short, you know? So making the most of even just the mundane, working and finding new friendships that are going to last for a while, and really nurturing it, cultivating it like a garden you'll never see blossom, you know? So I think for me, it's not trying to rush things anymore. I think I'm past that point in my life where, you know, I'm like, oh, every day has to be the best day of all time, man. You know, FOMO, YOLO, or whatever.
Very hip.
Yeah, very hip.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You wear that hat, you gotta be hip.
the slower I take things, the better. I've learned to take things more slowly.
Yeah, there's a very, very lengthy list of things that I've learned while doing the show. You know, I've learned things from everybody up here. You know, I consider Bob to be a mentor of mine, and yes, Alex, I've even learned a few things from you. YOLO? No. Sorry, my bad. It's okay. But I think when all's said and done and the show does finally come to an end, there's certainly a lot of things that I will take with me. One of them will be the car, because when they yell cut, there's just going to be a dust cloud. And they can try to catch me, but you know, the Canadian border, the U.S. border is pretty close, and I think if I can make it through there, you're going to have a tough time. Just want to put that out there.
All right, we have little time, so we'll go to one other question, and that question is.
Hello.
Hello.
So I noticed in the trailer you included a lot of new monsters. So thank you. So I was just wondering, since there's a lot of famous sci-fi monsters, which sci-fi monster do you most want to go up against aside from Supernatural?
I'd say probably Donald Trump.
Alicia, that's even too scary for us.
Thank you for the question.
All right, thank you. All right, we have a little surprise for you. We want to show you something before this is all done.
Turns out, apparently, sometimes, rarely, while shooting the show, there are slip-ups, there are foibles, there are gags. So we have a gag reel